KFAN.
The Power Hour is live at KFAN.com/watch. It's powered by Quantum Fiber. Your world unleashed.
That's 8 o'clock now, man. We're TV stars finally.
Duh.
Hey, great song, Hogs.
Thank you. Roser's here, Mars is here. We got the news jokes coming up in a bit.
You know, we just had the weather, sparkling weather report.
Yeah.
Somebody tweeted me a time lapse of a pool being installed in Minnesota in February.
Look at that.
An in-ground pool in Minnesota in February.
What is happening? Look at that.
The ground ain't frozen.
No.
Duh.
Not a skating rink, a pool.
Isn't Common golfing?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he will be today.
Yeah.
Again, he's golfing.
Today
And tomorrow? Yeah.
You know, the game is played outdoors. If you haven't heard him say that or not.
Not playing it in this weather.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
Still different.
I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story.
Speaking of games, there's a thing called the Initials game that we play every Friday.
What? Oh, yeah.
It won't be trash on Friday because Viking safety Josh Metellus is making his Initials game debut.
Nice.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
He apparently listens to the show. He apparently listens to Initials. He wanted to play. We said sure. So the Vikings are like, hey, Josh is playing Initials on Friday. And I go, that's really cool. Thank you for doing that. Thanks for helping us hook this up. And they said, well, what if we give away something if Josh wins? And I'm like, I don't know if he's going to win. They're like, well,
Like free haircuts?
nothing wrong with free haircuts at Great Clips, like you've done now a handful of times for them. Yeah. You're kind of on fire.
OF.
Yep. So I just tweeted out from the Power Trip a tweet. You can find it at Power Trip KFAN. It says Friday Viking safety Josh Metellus debuts on the Initials game on the Power Trip at 8:15. Blah 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 blah. If Josh wins, one of you wins Vikings season tickets.
Whoa!
Season tickets.
Right.
So to enter, find us on Twitter. But to enter, you just have to quote post, right? The old. Is that what they still
Retweet
call
with
it
the
now?
comment.
Yeah, the quote post thing.
I don't know.
And then tag the Vikings at Initials Game, at Power Trip KFAN, and at No Excuses 23, which is Josh Metellus' Twitter handle. So all that is on the tweet. But if you retweet it with the old quote and then tag us, you're going to be eligible to win Viking season tickets if Josh Metellus wins on Friday. So let's just
might
say,
surprise everybody.
He might surprise us. And if he doesn't win, we'll talk about this maybe on Friday, but there's another cool thing where you're still going to potentially win something if you participate in that tweet.
There's a backup
find us on
plan.
Twitter. Kind of, yes.
Okay.
Right on.
Season tickets on the line if
That's
Josh
sweet.
wins.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Shout out to the Vikings for hooking that up. That's fantastic.
OnlyFans.
I can't.
That.
I don't know what Josh is into.
Rosie, what would if you won the season tickets? What would you sell them for and then spend the money on?
OnlyFans.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's
It
awesome.
is.
I'm excited to see how Josh
Kudos
does.
to those guys.
I
Those
like that
tickets are not cheap.
No, that's not. that's a
they're
huge
not.
prize.
Yeah,
I think
it's not a tickets to a game the entire season.
season tickets. And Josh has heard the game. I'm not saying that helps or hurts his chances, but he at
Smart
least
kid.
understands
Well,
how it
definitely
works. It works. He knows how it works.
Right.
We'll see how he does on Friday.
I have the feeling he might be pretty good as someone who can play under pressure. Because it's a lot of people talk about being in this room and hearing the music, and it goes to a different level. Here's a guy who plays in the NFL in front of live crowds with a lot of music and atmosphere and pressure.
Have you seen those videos
might
like
be
he's
good.
put together when the players are coming off the field for practice and they throw a quiz or a
riddle
at them and they have to figure it out? Josh strikes me as a guy who would probably has his share of wins in that category because they're a little confusing. And the players sometimes go, "What the heck?"
I always fast forward to the end just to hear the answer.
Of course you do.
I'm not waiting that long.
Anyway, that's pretty sweet.
That's really
Hell
sweet.
yeah, man. So how do you get involved?
Find us on Twitter at Power Trip KFAN. I believe we're going to post it on Instagram eventually as well. I don't know if Nick Madden has already done that or not, but on
He
Twitter,
died.
you just tweet us and then tag those four and you're in.
Sweet.
And if he wins, we'll randomly draw somebody to win season tickets.
Nice.
That's pretty sweet. All right, let's do Fan 5, shall we?
Sure, man.
Sure.
Yeah, let's do it right now.
It's time for Fan 5 on the Power Trip. Sponsored by Wolf River Electric. Go solar with Wolf River Electric.
We got to get rid of that one.
Builders, remodelers, and buildersremodelers.com.
Builders and remodelers. Wolf River's back to headlines now. So Wolf River in about 30 minutes. But for now, builders and remodelers.
Great bit, Hawk.
Hey, thanks.
Oh, wow.
They don't know who that is.
What?
Hey, Marnes, have you
Moon
seen
River.
the video of the new NBA LED glass court?
I've seen I saw a little clip of it.
Whoa.
Yes.
Whoa.
It's little
Dynamic.
It's dynamic. It's what did I just see? Is this real or is this a mock-up? Did I watch a video game of them
Sure.
or it's
Have you seen it,
it's
Rosie,
gonna be
yet?
wild.
I have not. No.
All-Star Saturday night, not the actual game on Sunday. That's still going to be on a wooden court. These
Find it,
Saturday
Marty.
night festivities will be played on an LED glass court. So
Sounds really cool.
Think about it's basically them playing on an iPad. On a full court iPad. They can do crazy things with graphics and sponsors and
Oh, my.
effects.
Look at that.
It looks awesome.
It does. This is the Saturday night bit.
All of the stuff Saturday night.
Wow,
Dunk
look at that.
contest, 3-point shootout, all that
Lucas
stuff.
Oil
it's crazy.
Stadium, right? Yeah.
Yep.
The one thing I thought was, especially if they're doing the slam dunk contest where you obviously need to jump and get a grip, is what is the surface like? Because even the in-season tournament, which was a wooden court, but it had a lot more paint and it was fresh and it was different. There were a couple of courts that players complained were a little too slick in spots.
Yeah.
So
The
that
only-
would be my first thought is,
Does it play the same on the glass?
if I'm stepping on an iPad, I don't know about the
I think it
grip.
was Joe Dumars and I want to say Andrea Iguodala, somebody that was voicing the representation of the NBA, basically said it does bounce the same off of this glass as it does off of the wood. That's what they have found. They might just be saying that because of the NBA and they want to use this on Saturday night, but they claim it's a similar bounce.
Apparently, it was used in the 2023 Women's World Cup, the FIBA World Cup. So they've used it in actual game competition. And
Well, I wonder why. What would be the purpose of that? It's not like they want to entertain and glitz and glam and change the court underneath their feet while they're playing.
that's what they're doing. I'm watching a video from that tournament, and
For sponsorship,
Somebody hits
maybe?
yes, exactly. That's exactly what it is. So somebody when they're at the free throw line, there's a different look because TCL sponsoring that, and then when they score a 3-pointer, they can put a big sponsor logo. So
Wow. So maybe the
interesting.
future of the NBA as well, similar to the boards we talked about in hockey last week when they change.
very well could be.
Very could be. Yeah.
Very could be.
Very could be. That's very good.
Words.
He was so much better last week.
Hit the road, Lex.
Sauce.
Sauce, you blew it.
Button bar. What? What did I do?
Back to the Wolves for a second.
But-
They are at Chicago tonight at 7 o'clock. They have won 3 out of 4, tied for Oklahoma City for number 1 in the West. No Zach LaVine for the rest of the year for Chicago. So the Wolves are sub 500, and the Wolves are 5-point favorites on DraftKings.
What a
Yep.
logjam, Marnie, at the
It
top
is.
of that West. My God.
yes. The Wolves and Thunder, exact same records. Clippers and Nuggets, both a 1/2 game back. I think everyone is pretty much can agree the top 4 teams are set in the West. We just don't know the order. And it
Pecking
could
order.
be fascinating to watch the final few months of the regular season.
Yeah, it's unlikely that's
To
going
see
to
this
change.
shakeout.
It's possible, but I mean, Sacramento. I'm looking at the standings over your shoulder here. Sacramento and Phoenix are hanging around 5.5, 6 games back, but
It's a
gonna be
4-team
difficult.
battle.
It really
It's a
is.
4-team battle for
And
position.
The Clippers are on fire right now. Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it
Yeah.
really doesn't. I mean, this thing doesn't matter, but
James Harden hit a
oh,
3-pointer that was so ridiculous, and it was an ugly, gross basketball ISO dribble,
that's
fadeaway
James Harden's
launch,
game.
off the glass
Right.
3, and he was fouled late in the game. Just Clippers have some kind of magic right
They
now.
do.
Right now, but it's February. So if they're going to have magic, fine. They can have it now
Correct.
and come back down to earth come playoff time.
Rosie and Marnie, put your heads together.
All right.
Not literally, please.
Oh, that's
Too late.
I don't want Marnie to get a concussion.
Oh, that's
How many teams on DraftKings have better odds to win the NBA title than the Minnesota Timberwolves?
good question.
And name them.
I would say in the West, I would say there's probably 2 already.
Denver.
I would say Denver and the Clippers probably are better chances than the Wolves.
Maybe OKC, but
Maybe.
but
Boston.
Oddsmakers probably those two. Definitely Boston and Milwaukee.
Yeah.
No
Philly
longer
without
Philly.
Embiid.
No.
That's tough. I'd say 4.
I'll say 5 because we disrespected.
Oh, I guess we did. Right.
So who's the fifth one?
I will put in probably OKC. Not according to me, according to oddsmakers.
According to DraftKings, the favorite to win the title is the Boston Celtics at
Sure.
plus 265.
Yep.
Right. Just behind them, the Denver Nuggets at 425.
Fair.
The Bucks at plus 550.
Fair.
The Los Angeles Clippers now at plus 600, which is just crazy.
Isn't it?
2 months ago, they looked like they were dead.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now they're on fire. This one is a little bit of a head scratcher, but with this lineup, it's hard to deny it. But they've had a rough year. 14-1, the Phoenix Suns.
Come on. No.
I know.
No.
And then the 18-1, even though it looks like they're toast without Embiid, is the Philadelphia 76ers. Obviously, if he doesn't play, no chance.
No.
The Wolves are 7th at 20-1, which that means we have a 5% chance, according to DraftKings. 5%. Doesn't it feel like
To win the title.
way more than that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Way more than that.
Yeah.
You got to
20-1
Yeah.
for the Timberwolves. And then
I'll take
OKC
it.
Marnes is right behind him at 22-1. 22
It'll be
to
fun.
1.
Yeah,
It'll be great.
Phoenix is one of those teams, though, that
They can catch
when you
fire.
look at the personnel, you go, how in the heck are they? They're 29-21 right now, but they have won 7 of 10. But at some point, you feel like even if it's just a playoff run, even if they get in as the 6th seed or whatever, like, oh, yeah, they could upset someone. They could. Yeah.
They're one of those teams that they don't care what seed they are.
They're not real interested in the regular season.
Nope.
I don't know how to pronounce the guy's name from
Hawk
OKC.
does.
Mark
Daigneault. The
Daigneault?
coach?
Yeah.
Yeah, Daigneault.
He's the favorite to win the NBA Coach of the Year at plus 140, but right behind him at plus 225 is Chris Finch.
Our guy. Yeah.
Hell yeah,
second.
man.
That was so weird to figure out who would coach the Western Conference All-Stars because there is a different criteria for tie-breaking in the Western
Yeah,
Conference.
explain that. I still don't
standings
understand it with the Oklahoma
versus
City.
Coach of the Year. So obviously record is first and then head-to-head is second. So if you have OKC and Minnesota like we did, they are tied in the standings. Their season series is 2-2. So then the next tiebreaker, if you're looking to just rank the teams in the West, who is leading the West, OKC got the nod because, I might screw these up, but one of them is record within your Western Conference. The other one is record within your division, meaning for the Timberwolves Northwest Division, which you never hear anything about anymore because it's totally meaningless. But Coach of the Year was chosen with that tiebreaker criteria. Western Conference standings were chosen with the other. So conceivably, OKC could have had a half-game lead on the Timberwolves in the West, but it would still be the Wolves coaching staff going because it was a different tie-breaking criteria, and the NBA needs to fix that.
That's
Your
very
thoughts?
confusing.
No, I got all that.
Yeah.
I
You
thought
get
it was
it?
pretty self-explanatory,
Yeah.
but I don't mind you
Say it back
taking
to me.
the time to do that.
Say it back to me.
Repeat after me.
Brilliant.
Correct.
Rosie, Super Bowl 58 is Sunday at 5:30 right here on the Fan. Chiefs and Niners, and the Niners are complaining about the UNLV practice field, saying it feels like a sponge.
You know, this is a head scratcher because the NFL spends gobs of money on everything in the world. And you would think that San Francisco being the visiting team doesn't really matter. You have got to make sure that those practice facilities are in tip-top shape when the team. It wasn't a surprise that this is where they were going to practice. How do you mess this up? I mean, I don't think they're just complaining for the sake of complaining. I mean, it must be a real issue. I've heard, I mean, this goes back when the Vikings played one of the first Super Bowls. They were at Tulane Stadium. The game was at Tulane Stadium in New Orleans before they had the Superdome. And I mean, I didn't cover the game, but I mean, it was a kid, but it was, they complained about I remember Bud Grant complained about sparrows in the locker room. I mean, it was that archaic.
Is that a euphemism?
No, it was there were real sparrows in the locker room.
Brilliant. That was
And that was an indication of just how poor the facilities were. That's not why they lost, but they were saying, how do you now here we are, fast forward, they don't miss a trick when it comes to everything, except for, by the way, the teams who are participating in it, the one from the NFC, is not happy with the field condition. You imagine one of their players get, sprains an ankle or something.
It sounds like it's impossible. It sounds like they're playing on a bouncy house.
Yeah, that's true. Might be the
having the
other
time
way
of their
around.
life.
Yeah.
Maybe the NBA All-Star game should be played on the UNLV practice field.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well,
maybe the Nickelodeon broadcast is going to have like a SpongeBob SquarePants
How
theme.
should this field feel, Rosie?
firm.
Yeah. It's pretty
Firm
good,
is right.
Yeah. What do you want to do on a sponge?
Sex.
Bark. I didn't say that.
Call him Bark.
Bark.
Way to go, Bark.
That's what your father does.
Oh. Wow.
Well done, Rosie.
Are we talking to Chris or Sauce?
No, you know, Lawyer Lambert. Bowsy Wowsy.
Wait, you call it Bowsy Wowsy?
Wait a minute. We're going to Vegas together.
Oh, he dresses like Bowser from Mario.
One bed.
And from
When asked.
Sha Na Na.
Whoa, the band?
That's a dated reference.
I emailed everyone jokes, by the way. Did everybody get the joke?
We got the joke.
We have to do one at
Are
some
they
point.
one and the same, or they're different ones? We all
Everybody got the same one.
Oh, okay. All right.
Everybody got the same one.
All right.
All right, we'll do that when we get back.
Wowsy,
Headlines after
wowsy.
that as well. More with Marty Gellner and Mark Rosen on The Fan.
The Fan.
Oh, I wonder, who wrote the book of love? Tell me, oh, who wrote the book of love?
Woodstock, 1969. Sha Na Na on stage.
Oh, my.
What? There's Lawyer Lambert singing along. There's this one random brother that's on the stage with no microphone.
They didn't put a microphone in front of him.
But I've got to see this book
I wonder if Lawyer Lambert was there for this performance.
What day was it? Does it say?
No.
Sha Na Na in Woodstock.
Yeah, man. La, 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 dee, da, ba, dee, bum.
I'll text him.
All right, good.
Do you tell her
But these guys are going to cuss for sure. I'm real. You got to be careful with Sha Na Na.
the meaning of romance?
How do you spell it?
Sha Na Na.
IT.
Who wrote the book of love? Singing Marnes.
Good harmony there.
Yeah, they're pretty good. There you go. Sha Na Na was
They were
at
fun.
Woodstock. There you go.
I would have never, ever guessed
I know.
that.
Was it side stage, maybe?
No, main stage. Main stage. Big deal, man. They had their own TV
Richie
show. when I was a
Havens
kid.
and Sha Na Na.
Yeah, Richie opened
Joe
the whole thing.
Cocker.
That's right.
Button bar.
That's right.
Grow up.
Yeah, would you please grow the hell up?
It's too late
We're
for
sick
us.
of it, man.
Yeah.
Not going to happen.
This is KFAN News with Chris Hockey.
The comedy news
Oh.
featuring Marnie Galarnar on lead
Sweet.
vocals.
Marty
Yeah.
loves this bit.
You do. I can't wait to hear your
He
jokes.
just loves it.
Well, I love it when all of you participate. So
Oh, we all
hopefully
do.
you all wrote
Oh, yes.
some jokes in
Yeah.
the break.
Huh?
I spent 45 minutes last night struggling with punchlines and don't think I got good ones, but here goes.
Are you starting with the community joke?
No.
No, we're ending
But
with
would
that.
you like me to?
No,
should
we can.
start
I
with
don't
the
care. I
group
just want to
joke?
make sure we all do it at the same time.
Yeah. We spent the break laughing at one of the guys in Sha Na Na. At least Max and Hawk did. I stood up for it.
A truck hauling zebras and camels for a weekend circus performance caught fire early Saturday on an Indiana highway. Police at the scene were able to rescue some, but not all of the animals from the burning truck. In related news, Indiana firefighters are serving grilled zebra at this year's annual fundraiser.
You can't even get through it. That's my favorite part. The worst stand-up comic.
Grilled zebra. That's terrible.
I didn't even hear the punchline.
45 minutes, huh?
Billy Joel's new song is called "Turn the Lights Back On," which is named after something I say 5 times a night when I have to get up and go pee pee.
Oh. That's not where I thought that was going.
Flashlight.
I also did not think it was going that direction.
Yeah, go ahead. I had it written a different way.
Yeah.
So, you
Go the other way.
No, go ahead.
I have just one
Okay, go
I
ahead.
can share
Please.
that I wrote 2 minutes ago. A milk spill in Virginia has turned a local creek completely white. Milk spill is also the name of KFAN's diversity report.
Oh!
Rosie,
Go next.
Brutal.
Marty sent me her joke. I just filled in a
Rosie,
punchline.
also, don't you have a monthly subscription to Milk Spill?
Wow.
Gary.
He just uses the free trial.
It's an annual.
I gave him my password.
It's an annual.
Do you have one, Saucer?
I have the one Marnie sent.
I do too.
Do you have one, Zacho?
Yeah.
No.
I have another one.
God, I
No,
missed
I have
that.
one,
Remember
too.
him from last week?
Patrick Mahomes' dad was busted for driving while intoxicated. When asked for comment, his son, the NFL quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, had this to say. Oh, well, don't do that, man.
That was not even sound like
A New Hampshire woman is reportedly okay after she accidentally fell into a dumpster while throwing out the garbage. A witness called 911 and rescuers used a ladder to help the woman out of the dumpster. Asked to describe the woman, a neighbor said, "She is so trashy."
Okay, I'm going to try.
Rosie's just moving on.
Let it breathe.
I did. I love the way you react to your own jokes. They're just the best part of it.
I don't know what you mean, but it had the cadence of a joke.
The San Francisco 49ers are reportedly unhappy with the condition of their Super Bowl practice field at UNLV. The Niners say the field is too soft, similar to Paul Allen's supple sides.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Okay, all right. Well, the obvious one is never mind.
Sauce?
I'll go next. So Sauce is not prepared.
I am.
No, you should go last. You back
You
cleanup.
were the professional.
Back cleanup.
You're a professional.
The San Francisco 49ers reportedly unhappy with the conditions of their Super Bowl practice field at UNLV. The Niners say the field is too soft and not hard enough. Meanwhile, the Kansas City Chiefs are having no problem at Blue Chew Chewables Field.
That's good. Yeah! Very good.
You were supposed to pick one or the other,
Yeah,
by the way.
wasn't either.
Hawk.
Wasn't both.
I gave you an option of
Oh, I see
either
that now.
or. But you can also use both.
Thank you.
Excellent.
That's pretty funny.
The San Francisco 49ers are reportedly unhappy with the condition of their Super Bowl practice field at UNLV. The Niners say the field is not hard enough. The field said, "I swear this doesn't happen often. I just drank a little."
Brutal.
Pretty
No, that was funny.
The San Francisco 49ers are reportedly unhappy with the condition of their Super Bowl practice field at UNLV. The Niners say the field is too soft, similar to the requirements to be on this show.
Brutal.
You suck.
I know.
The San Francisco 49ers are reportedly unhappy with the condition of their Super Bowl practice field at UNLV. The Niners say the field is softer.
I miss Zach from last week. He was killing it last week.
hard?
It's, I don't know. Everything's changed now that Paul's back. It's weird.
It is.
The dude was on fire last week. Super
joke
clever.
is written out to this
Reading's
point.
not his strong suit.
He only
It's
needs to
improv.
fill in the
I
very
kills it at
last.
improv.
I think he was trying to think of his punchline as he was reading it.
Pretty
Am I
much,
right,
yeah,
Zach? I knew
that's
it.
about
I
it.
knew it.
Start over.
The Niners say the field is so soft it's making anybody who makes fun of them on the list. I don't know. That's terrible. I was trying to connect it with sauce.
List.
What list? What list is what?
The list I'm
What
trying
happened
not
to
to
him?
be on.
I mean,
All right, Saucy. Give her hell.
Sauce, I mean, if you can't follow that.
The San Francisco 49ers are reportedly unhappy with the conditions of their Super Bowl practice field at UNLV. They're saying it's so hard it's comparable to Hawk watching Lois Griffin bang Homer Simpson.
Dear God.
Wow. What? Took a wide turn.
Brutal.
No, you were into animation?
What? You didn't know that about Hawk?
Wait, we could do jokes if they were too hard, too? I mean,
That was one of
That
the
was-
options.
Yes, literally said it on the joke.
I said both.
Yeah.
Hawk read it verbatim.
Corey, I sent this joke, and in the
we need
last
better joke.
line says the field is, and then too soft /
Right.
too hard.
Right, pick one.
Fill the
that's not
blank.
what
it's
it
not
says.
hard enough.
That's not what it says. Too soft / not hard enough is what it says.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Right.
There were
The
options.
same, you get what I'm saying. The same
Yes.
You could choose either or.
Choose your own adventure,
And you
man.
can do both.
Yep.
Hawks did both.
Amen.
I did both.
Yeah, Hawks was funny.
Here's Coach.
Oh, hey, Bob. Corey,
Zach,
you do
Did
one.
you want to try it again, Zacho?
No,
or?
Corey, you do one.
I am.
You're clever.
frazzled.
Okay. Thanks for playing.
Come on, you do
A lot of
one.
pressure.
You're
I got
funny.
two that aren't funny. Do you want to hear them?
Of course.
Yeah, mine weren't.
A pigeon suspected of spying for China has been released by India after an 8-month investigation. Upon his release, the bird had no comment.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Right.
Because birds don't talk.
Yeah, birds don't talk.
Yes, Paul! You figured it out. That's the joke.
Yeah, dogs. What's your other one?
The 2026 World Cup final will take place at MetLife Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
The World Cup officials wanted to make sure they used a stadium that was used to so little scoring.
Wow.
That's a sports joke.
That's good.
Yeah, because the Jets' offense is terrible.
Right. Right.
See, you're good at that.
You know. No.
Can we go back to
Now
ripping
it's
Sha
time
Na Na?
for headlines.
Headlines brought to you by Wolf River
That's
Electric.
right.
You can go solar with our friends at Wolf River. Wolf River Electric.
I'm curious
Go
about
solar.
solar. I really am.
Well, then contact Wolf River Electric.
They'll take care of you.
Learn It's a lot easier than you think.
I think it probably is.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
What is it?
Buddy,
I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story.
Chill out.
Oh.
Whose birthday is it?
My baby girl turns 10.
Oh,
Double fingers.
Harper is 10.
Going on what?
Going on 30.
Yeah,
She gets it from her sister. They're both old souls, but man, time's a bitch. 10. Seems like she was born 2 weeks
I know.
ago. She's freaking 10.
wow. Good
So,
for her.
So I figured
Wow.
on her birthday, why not relive her greatest moment in the history of the Power Trip Morning Show for her personally?
Okay.
This is 4 years ago, so she was like 6.5, maybe 6. Marnie, I think you've heard this, but she was sitting around going on a rant with my wife and oldest daughter, Bailey, and she was trying to tell Bailey that she was a horrible sister, right? Sarcastically. They weren't actually in a fight, but they were teasing Harper about something, and Harper was trying to say to Bailey, you are a horrible sister.
Right.
Can't pause. She did.
Yes, it is.
She just called her a whore instead.
No, no, she called her a whore.
Yes, it is.
Like if she repeats it. Extra pause. Or.
Oh, happy birthday, Harper. 10 years old.
You going to see Randy today?
Yeah, he's coming over for the party, but
Yeah.
why wouldn't he?
But is he over for every birthday?
All the time. But he's
Really?
he's like a close family friend because he's at the house so often doing work on the house. He has been since the day we moved in.
Good for you. Is there a Chuck E. Cheese that still exists that's open? I really don't know.
You
Why,
asking for
looking
a
to
friend?
party?
I believe it's
I'm looking to have a big party.
Pizza.
I just
Diner.
remember, when you just said that,
I think that
I just
one's gone,
flashed
though.
back to, I think there was one in Winnetka I used to go
There's
to.
one in Burnsville.
When my kids were around that in that wheelhouse,
They were
7, 8, 9.
everywhere.
Oh,
Did you take them?
God, how many? No, I just dropped them off.
There's one in Maple Grove, Burnsville, and Blaine.
Maple Grove.
Oh, really? Okay, thanks for answering.
When the curtain
Arbor
would
Lakes.
open and the animals,
God.
Oh, it was the
when
best.
the animals would start
Yeah,
the
animatronic
music.
band.
Yeah.
Isn't the Chuck E. Cheese kind of by that Best Buy?
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
yeah,
That's still there.
yeah.
I forgot about that.
I think
yeah.
that's where it is.
Yeah, that's right.
Opens at 11.
My goodness.
Would you guys rather see the Chuck E. Cheese band in person or Sha Na Na?
Interesting.
Why not both?
Wow, man. 10
The
years
Chuck
old.
E. Cheese
I
band
still have some
might have
tickets
also
left
been at
over, I think,
Woodstock.
from-
You guys with kids that are teenagers or beyond will understand this, but the last week or so, as she's on the brink of hitting double digits, I'm like, God dang it, time's crazy. I can't believe she's almost 10. Even the last 2 or 3 days, it started to emotionally hit her. She was like, I don't know if I want to be 10.
Yeah,
because I
that-
think she
Yeah.
realized there's no turning back.
No.
You're not like a kid anymore. Once you hit double digits. So she was struggling with it more than I thought. I thought she would be
Interesting.
excited to be 10. It was the opposite.
It's so weird that you're saying this because the first thing I thought of when you said she's turning 10 is I distinctly remember turning 10 and crying at the table because I was never going to be single digits again.
Really?
I've always been kind of a ball baby. But I can remember that.
Baby.
Ball baby? That's what my brother called it. Not being a ball baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can remember that. That's a
Weird,
big
right?
thing. Do you guys remember being that age at all?
Not.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember that actual transition going into double digits and having to thought about it. I don't remember that.
Yeah, and most kids aren't sad about that.
Right.
Yeah.
They're excited.
It's all right,
Not
Hog.
me, man.
But, ball baby's going to ball.
That's right. Ball baby gone ball.
Should be excited when she starts driving a few years from now.
Oh, great. Thanks, Mark.
Yeah, way to go, Rosie.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're knocking on that door.
Yep.
Grady's 16th birthday is a month and a half away.
Is he going to rush and get the license? Because a lot of kids
Yes.
wait.
No.
He
He
wants
wants to do it the day
Good for him.
on the day of his birthday.
Yeah, that's what I did.
That's what I did.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Hawk, how old is Abby?
21 years old.
Yeah,
I
Abby's
know.
the best.
She is.
There it is.
We'll get him.
And then they don't go back. They don't go back to single digits, and you don't get to do that over and over again.
Again either. They just leave forever.
No.
They do. It's actually not a bad thing, though. When
Regardless of the message, this song slaps.
Wales. Yes,
so
it
good.
does.
So good.
Yep.
Is Hawk crying?
He's trying
Of
not
course,
to.
he's a ball baby.
I'm a ball baby.
All right. Here's some actual headlines outside of my daughter's 10th birthday.
Oh.
Hurricanes are becoming so strong due to climate change,
that's
Mark
me.
Rosen, that a new study suggests that we might be headed towards Category 6
There's no
storms.
such thing.
Right. They might have to add
Invent-
a level called Category 6.
Well, it's pretty
This
much
one goes
happening
to
in
11.
Los Angeles right now. I mean, I know, talking to my son out there, he had to basically evacuate. He had to go to San Francisco. He was going to go to San Francisco to see friends anyway, but L.A.
Brilliant.
turned in basically an entire river this last 48 hours. It's incredible. I mean,
Learn to
every
swim.
time they say once in a million
Correct, Corey. Well played.
rainstorm, this one kind of is.
Crazy.
It is. Brutal.
A Tesla driver was pulled over after wearing the new Apple Vision glasses on a highway, but he says it
come
was
on.
just a skit.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
how
Pull a
funny.
skit on the highway.
Hey, Zacho,
Yes, sir.
can you, in like an elevator pitch, explain to me and others why that thing is so important and what that thing does?
It's its own computer where like the other headsets you see, it's kind of like a mobile deal. It's like basically like its own sort of computing class. So they're comparing it to when the Mac came out, when the iPhone came out, when the iPad came out. It's a whole different deal. So I don't know. It's we'll see. They're getting off to a rough start. I will say that.
They're selling the hell out of them, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they didn't make many. But yeah, the fact that it's Apple. Bish. People are going to buy whatever they sell. So, and I'm an Apple guy, but
I prefer bananas.
Is this something you would want?
yes and no. The problem is
But
it's
also true.
It's super cool. The tech in there is awesome, but it's limited right now, and we'll see. We'll see how as they develop it, and hopefully it gets better. But
I feel sorry for you.
These are glasses, right? Isn't that what you said?
It looks like a VR headset. Yeah, it's called the
It's
Apple
big.
Vision Pro or something like that.
that's
It'd make me sick. I
Hawk,
think.
didn't you
Looks
have
awesome.
glasses that had a recording
Yeah, I
device?
still
or
do.
something?
Yeah, I have these Bose glasses that have speakers and a camera.
He has it for POV.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hey, look at that.
Hockey.
Rosie, don't you have like night vision goggles with zoom-in capabilities?
Yeah, I got it from Jurassic Park.
Oh. And that's what you use them for, looking at dinosaurs?
Yeah.
Awesome.
T-Rexes.
Yep,
and
I'm sure.
Velociraptors. And
Bang
Speaking
it
of
on,
giant
baby.
animals, the population of hippopotami, which apparently is the plural version,
Is that
Yes.
right?
I guess, the population of hippopotami descending from Pablo Escobar's so-called
Oh, my.
cocaine hippos are on the rise in Colombia, and reportedly they are starting to attack people.
Oh, boy.
Lord.
The cocaine hippos that he had.
That's scary because hippos are already pretty mean SOBs,
Yep.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cocaine
they
hippos.
take
The
no prisoners.
cocaine bear, now cocaine hippo. You know,
Yeah.
that's the next movie. You got to believe.
I wish Hollywood would come up with something new.
Well, speaking of that, James Cameron has ideas for Avatar 6 and 7.
Ick.
But he says he might not be the one who makes those movies because, quote, mortality catches up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Well,
right
yeah,
about
if you
that.
put out one movie every 19 years,
Eventually, it will catch up to you.
Is the second one good?
it's fine.
I didn't
It's all
see
right.
it. I don't know why.
I turned it off.
I thought
Did
it
you?
looked, again, just like the first one, it looked spectacular on the
Yeah.
actual big screen. I've seen it a couple of times, not in entirety, but I've seen pieces of it on HBO. I don't know. I mean,
Thank
I
you.
think it's kind of like the first one where if it's not immersive, it's not really that worth it.
The Triangle.
Yep. The Grammys drew 16.9 million viewers.
Why is everything he says so funny?
The Grammys drew almost 17 million viewers, which is a 34% increase from last year. Wonder why.
It's a well done show.
Man.
I still think it's weird, though. How would,
I don't know.
How do you know it's going to be good?
You don't
it's
until you
good?
watch it.
So why was it up 34%?
Well, I
Was there a
wonder-
different timing of it last year? Because wasn't the Golden Globes or Oscars or whatever was different, but that might have been because
That's a
of
good
the
question.
strike.
You don't know until you start watching it. You didn't know that Tracy Chapman was going to come out there and blow the doors off the.
That's the question I have, Rosie.
Yeah.
I wonder if you watch it later, like on a podcast, if you know what I mean,
Right,
if you know what I'm getting at, if
No.
it gets counted as being watched.
A DVR watch?
Yeah, right.
Within 24 hours
Right.
or
It's
something?
not a perfect science.
Maybe.
Because if that's the case, then you can understand why. Because
Sure.
everybody was talking about those
Right.
particularly those two
Performances, yeah.
performances. So
Hawk,
good.
your thoughts on those?
I mean, come on. I mean, there were Joni Mitchell's
How about
bravery at doing what she did, and because I know that I've read a lot of things about her being kind of a recluse, a recluse, however you want to. I don't know what the right. Anyway,
That's fine.
because it's tough to get old, and for her to go out and perform and then do so well, she hit some notes sitting there. That I was like, how do you do that as an 80-year-old? And it's a perfect song. It's a brilliant song. It's a brilliant song when she wrote it. It was the first time I ever heard it. I thought it was a brilliant song. To hear her do it at the age of 80 was really something.
Goosebumps the entire
Yeah,
time.
that was really great.
I had thought of the scene from Love Actually, and that hit me. But I mean, just her voice, her presence, and
yeah.
the respect that she had.
And the love of Brandy Carlisle sitting right beside her.
Right, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
correct.
so that was moving. And then of course the Tracy Chapman Luke Combs thing.
Right.
The look on her face, I can't even look at it. It brings tears to my eyes.
When she recognizes
yeah.
that people are recognizing her and why she's out there.
Have you guys ever seen the performance of her doing that song at Wembley?
Yeah, we talked about. Zacho brought that up
Okay.
yesterday. Yeah,
My gosh, man.
yeah, it's incredible.
To see her in front of that crowd, and they're crazy and going wild, and then she starts playing the song, and they're silent by the end. So then you fast forwarded all these years, and you see her, and the look on her face when she starts playing it, and the crowd goes crazy. It's like, oh, I'm still, I don't even know. That's not the right word. You get my point, though. They
Right.
still remember. I still matter to them. And, for somebody who's been a performer their whole life, and that's a beautiful moment. That's a beautiful moment. And the way he looks at her, and when a little bit later she looks back at him, the appreciation from artist to artist is just beautiful. It was a wonderful, wonderful moment. And again, I say this when we talk about Taylor Swift all the time. I'm sorry to be on a high horse. Each of those performances we're talking about involved what? People playing guitar.
Right.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, I'm
Those
sure you do.
people playing guitar, not AI generated music, not music drum with drum machines. All that stuff's fine. These are people who spent time learning to play an instrument and are doing it on stage and continuing to make it possible for any of us to do it. I love that. Inspiring
Beautiful.
kids.
Yeah.
quickly, Hawk. Speaking of music, we were talking about Sha Na Na a while back.
We sure were.
I asked my dad if he saw them
Yeah,
at Woodstock. He
I
said
bet he
no.
did. Oh.
They were the last act on Sunday.
Oh, on
Sha Na
Sunday.
Na was
Yeah,
no
they
closer?
went after Hendrix. Yeah, according
My.
to
Wow.
Interesting positioning. I wonder if they couldn't get there
Oh
earlier
wait,
because
I
of the
read that wrong.
traffic.
There's
They
no
were
way
the
that's- yeah, it was-
they were the last act on Sunday, then Hendrix.
Okay.
I'm not good at reading.
So your dad wasn't there
Long
in
gone.
time?
Long
Oh,
gone.
he
he was
left way
gone.
before that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. He had
He had to
Gotta
hitchhike
work
back
on
to
money.
get his car.
he had to make some money on his back so he could get home.
God.
On his back.
You weren't even what? He was 19 to make some money on it.
Hey, God.
Hey, listen, Ace or Grace, nobody rides for free. Right? Am I
Ace
right?
or what?
Ace of base.
So you either have to have an ace card, pray. What are you getting at? I get it. God, you're wound up.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to be funny. It ain't working.
My poor dad. The 7-10 split in bowling is statistically the third hardest shot in bowling.
Would have never guessed that.
I also would not have guessed that. That's why I brought it up. The hardest apparently is called the Greek Church.
Oh, I did that once.
That's when there's
There
5
he
buttons.
is. There he is.
2 on the back left and 3 on the back right.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. It's,
Never heard
it's
of the
hard.
Greek
Talk
Church.
about it.
Yeah, we can pull a muscle.
All right. I want you guys to really think about this for a second. This is a hypothetical that apparently is going semi-viral. I don't understand it. Think about this one. Here we go, Mars. You paying attention?
Yes, I am.
You are offered to have the chance to flip a coin. If it lands on tails, you get $1 billion. That's
a lot.
If it lands on heads, you have continuous, incurable hiccups the rest of your life.
Oh, I had that the other day.
No.
But hang on, here's the catch. Not flipping the coin gives you both. So it would guarantee you the billion, but it also guarantees you nonstop hiccups for the rest of your life.
No.
Never.
What are you doing then, though? You either have to do both or flip the coin. Do you flip the coin or do you...
Isn't walking away from the coin one of the
The
options?
hypothetical is, do you not flip and get both, or do you flip it?
You have to flip it.
Well, you have to flip it.
Yeah, you have to
Well, I don't know. Of course. You have to.
Or just not and get the billion. I mean, you're guaranteed. You got $1 billion, you can fix it, right?
I'm going to tell you.
It's incurable.
Incurable is the word.
I mean,
I had it for 3 hours last week one day, and I wanted to shoot myself.
hasn't happened to me yet.
Mark! Brilliant. Oh, good for you. 3 hours.
I did, honestly, off and on. I mean, I could not get rid of them, and it was embarrassing. I went to dinner. And
What kind of tactics did you use? Did you hold
I
your
did
breath?
the thing. Well, finally, Karen said you could put your left arm over your head and then take a glass of water, cold water, slowly sip the water as you lower your left. It doesn't make any sense at all.
She was just trying to see what she could make you do. I know. Well, puppet master.
She's done that before.
Wow.
No, anyway, doing that, and then I just held my breath after a while, and then finally went away. But it took 3 hours.
Yeah. Did you try peanut butter?
No. Didn't
Did
have
you
any.
try?
That's
where you
all I
hold
tried.
The glass up, but you sip it out of the back of the glass.
Gargling.
Button bar.
What in the hell is wrong with you?
The peanut butter thing works every time.
Does it really?
A full
Yes.
spoonful of peanut butter
And then-
almost every time.
There's a...
Takes away the hiccups. It works for me every time. Every
There's
time.
a leave the room.
Yeah, there's a bit at the bar that they give you that's like bitters and soda water and something else. That also works.
Yeah.
Because I've
I
had
think
the hiccups
it's
a couple of times at a
urine
bar.
is part of
Yeah,
it.
that'll
So,
work.
are you flipping this coin or not?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Break it down.
I'm flipping the coin because if I flip the coin and it ends with endless hiccups,
Oh,
I'm nosediving off the building. I'm not kidding. That is my worst nightmare.
it's the worst.
Worst.
So you're flipping a coin for...
Wait a minute. That's
Your
your
life.
I
worst
think you just
nightmare?
counteracted your own.
I don't get it. What's the question? I'm flipping the coin, right?
Why?
You have to.
You have to, because even if you had $1 billion, was that the bit? $1 billion.
Yeah.
Right.
But you had hiccups constantly. You couldn't.
Can't
I mean,
live.
think how annoying you'd
But
be
if
at
you
the strip
flip the
club
coin,
throwing.
if you flip the coin and you win, you get $1
Throwing
billion,
them bows.
no hiccups, right? But if you lose the coin flip, you have hiccups for the rest of your life, and you have nothing to show for it.
Yeah, I guess if I was being selfless, I
What
would
do
do it
you
for my
do?
family. You know, you take them both, and then
You take them both and deal with it.
deal with the hiccups, and your family's rich forever, and everybody's cool, and maybe they throw you a high five.
I think Lawyer Lambert said the same thing at Woodstock.
Yep, that's exactly
Jesus.
right. You had to make it home somehow.
Wow.
I think this is always like what we talk about when it comes to age. If you had offered me this at 18, I'd be like, I don't want hiccups the rest of my life. At this point, give me the billion and the hiccups. What do I care?
No.
I would not flip the coin and take them both.
It would be off.
I want the billion. I want the billion guaranteed, which so I would not flip the coin.
A
Take
lovely
them
and
both.
talented
Don't
listener
care.
named Matthew on the machine here says, "Can you sleep if you have hiccups?" I've never thought about that. Do you hiccup in your sleep?
That'd be terrible.
And how can you fall asleep if you got the hiccups?
I don't know.
I do.
Gargling,
I
they were
have
gone
a.
by then.
I have a friend whose dad is going through chemo right now, and one of the side effects, the first dose of chemo he had was 24-hour hiccups.
Oh.
Yikes.
And the last I asked about him, he was on day 5,
Oh my God.
Lord.
and he had told his kids and family, "Stop texting me and asking me if my hiccups are gone. I will tell you when they're gone." And
5 days
he
in.
was kind of losing it a little bit. And to answer your question, Hawk, one of the biggest problems was he had a lot of trouble sleeping.
I would guess.
And staying
No
asleep.
kidding.
Yeah, because you'd hiccup
That's from the
yourself
chemo, they
awake.
said?
That was a side effect.
Wow.
Goodness.
All the side effects you get from chemo, that one you would not expect.
Oof.
Landlines are being phased out, possibly for good.
Aw.
Looks like it might be over. Phone companies want to shift to newer infrastructure within the next few years, which means older copper wire-based lines will be phased out in favor of more advanced technology like fiber optics that don't work with landlines. So if you have a landline, it might be over.
Does anyone in this room?
No.
I do not.
Anyone in that room?
I don't.
Nope.
We used to have an emergency one year, not that many years ago, but what's the point?
Well, these are landlines, right? The phone lines we use at work.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
Kinda, yeah.
Kinda?
They're
Kinda.
IP lines now, but it's reached by a phone
Yeah,
number.
you got a strong
Technically.
IP line.
Yeah.
Gargling.
Not least, this is kind of genius advertising. Burger King has launched a new contest where they're offering $1 million to the person who can come up with the, quote, next great Whopper innovation. They've currently already had 200,000 possible customized combinations. I guess that they already offer 200,000 customized combinations. What? But if you have an idea, you can submit it. Somebody's going to win $1 million, and then I think second gets 200,000, and somebody else gets 100,000. So they're giving away.
Yeah, those are good numbers.
Absolutely. And you don't even have to flip a coin or have hiccups. You just win it if you come up.
Put me an egg on there, man.
Add?
I love those breakfast cheeseburgers they have where they put egg on there.
Yeah.
Those things are so
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Give me one of those on a Whopper.
Kind of like
I'll eat
this
the
is
hell
the
out of
time
that.
of year too when you have the chips that like Lay's will come out with the ketchup and mustard flavored or just they get bizarre sauerkraut and cheddar or something. You're like, okay, we've gone too far.
Gargling.
How much further can we go with a Whopper?
OnlyFans.
The OnlyFans burger.
There it is.
Marnie, we're going to see you on Friday for Initials, the debut of Josh Metellus. And again, we announced it like an hour ago. You can go on Twitter and find Power Trip KFAN at Power Trip KFAN. And if you quote tweet that tweet, if Josh wins on Friday, somebody's going to win Viking season tickets.
Hell yeah.
One person will be drawn if Josh wins, but you have to enter via social media. Check out the details at Power Trip KFAN. Rosie, we'll see you tomorrow.
Can't wait.
Comedian Chad Daniels tomorrow from 7 to 9. That dude's hilarious. Minnesota's own.
Oh, terrific.
Yeah.
Chad Daniels, he'll be here.
And a golf bet.
Golf bet tomorrow. We'll see if Chad wants to get on it. Maybe he likes
we
to
got
gamble.
10
I don't know.
people already.
Will you send out that link and we'll do it at 8 a.m.
Yeah,
type
Zach
of
will
thing?
send it, yeah.
Okay.
All the big names will be there, huh?
Yep.
Are the live golfers going to be there? I didn't think so.
9 to noon is next. By the way, don't forget, speaking of gambling, you can come see us in Las Vegas. Travel with us. KFAN.com, keyword Vegas. Power Trip's going there April 10th through the 13th. You can book your trips and come with us right now. That weekend is UFC 300, Wild at Vegas, Golden Knights, Masters weekends. You'll technically be in Vegas the day before, so you can bet on it. Lots of fun, April 10th through the 13th. KFAN.com, keyword Vegas, or KFAN.com/Vegas. 9 to noon is next. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks for the smiles, Music Man. Rest in peace, brother.
Talk about